While the twister churned a path of death and destruction through the heart of Jarrell, there were miracle survivors.
I remember it. Went inside, I got a blanket and got in the bathtub and put it over me.
I got in the tub and just started praying.
I guess I was just waiting to die.
Virginia Davidson and Heike Bauman, two women with similar stories and vivid memories of what happened to them on May 27, 1997.
There was like about 5 minutes of furniture and jumping up and down and washer and dryer jumping up and down, the house shaking, and a lot of rumbling noises for about 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden I felt the bathtub moving.
And I heard the windows splinter. I heard the wood start to crack. I felt the moorings give way, and I felt it pick the whole house up and dump it over.
About 5 minutes of debris beating on my body while it was flying through the air. Started off in the bathtub, but when I landed, I didn't see a bathtub.
And the bathroom landed in those trees there.
And then all of a sudden I just gradually felt it letting up, and I was able to get up and walk away.
As Virginia went through her ordeal, her husband Jim was rushing home. She had a deep cut on her leg and was badly bruised, but miraculously, she was alive.
I just grabbed her. I just wasn't expecting to find her alive after I saw the house. So I just can't believe anything lived through that thing.
At the same time, another anxious husband was racing towards his Double Creek home. As Virginia and Heike experienced their worst nightmare, nearby, Gabriela Hernandez's wife, Isabela Maria, and their young children were in survival mode.
When she saw a tornado coming real close, about 2 miles away from here, she was real scared.
As Hernandez got closer and closer to home, unthinkable thoughts entered his mind.
I knew something real bad. Before, you can see all the houses.
Now, the houses were gone, and the sight left him in awe.
You can see all the way to the other end.
But Hernandez had faith and a storm shelter underneath his home, and his prayers of finding his family alive were answered when they emerged from their underground hiding place.
She was surprised real bad because she didn't see nothing around. I mean, all the houses was gone, everything, was gone.
And what remained was his entire world.
I have my family here.
To this day, many wonder why them and not me. They soon discovered they weren't alone. Psychologically, many are still dealing with survivor's guilt.
I just dropped down on my knees before I left out of the office, and I said, God, take me if you take somebody, because they've got families.
Without hesitation, Brenda Cooper was willing to give her own life.
Oh, I had lived a good life.
If it meant sparing another's.
We're tearing something apart.
When the winds picked up,
we were just getting hammered with leaves and paper and shreds and everything.
And the tornado neared.
Then you could see it lifting up and going over that way.
Cooper sought shelter deep in her family's rock quarry. When the coast was clear, she and her son headed out to First Street to help.
So I knew the officer, and I said, what can we do? He said, do you have rubber-tired loaders? And I said, yes. He said, bring them, please, quick. I got a hold of my son and one of our workers, and I said, come on, let's go to Double Creek.
So you were helping to pick up the debris?
Well, that's what we thought, but we were actually picking up bodies. They were picking up body parts and putting them into those buckets of the tractors.
And I describe it as some things that no one should ever see.
Chris Arlt was 16.
At first, I felt guilty whenever we've had, some of my classmates that passed away.
Psychiatrist Joanne Sotelo says survivor's guilt is very common, and those feelings should never be minimized, regardless of how much time has passed.
It's almost confusing, right? Because people don't understand. You survived. Why are you feeling bad? And it could come from, why me? Why am I special? Like it happened to someone else and not to me. Or they also have a guilt of, I could have done more, and I didn't, especially if they were there.
Every time they say tornado warning, we pay attention.
The thoughts, the fear resurface when severe weather hits, just like in March.
It came back really quick.
A tornado formed in the same area in Jarrell.
The route was coming from the west, headed north, headed that way, when that other one came, because County Road 305 got hit again.
Arlt also says he's definitely become hyper aware of any change in the forecast.
It kind of makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck when there's, thunderstorms or, thoughts of tornadoes. Even the mention of tornado warnings, it just everything kind of stops.
And he stops and thinks about the friends he lost.
John Ruiz was in my class, and then Eric Mooring was also in my class. Probably a day or two before, we were just up here running, playing basketball all day long.
Dr. Sotelo says it's important to hold on to the positive memories like that, but also have awareness. If you find yourself feeling uneasy, there are ways to cope.
Establish the sense of safety. Allow yourself permission to grieve and feel the emotions, share them. If it starts to interfere with your day-to-day functioning, do seek help.
Not necessarily with a professional, but just connect with other people. Talk and share your feelings.